Hey, it's Athena with truthandcharacter.org. Thanks for joining me today on my YouTube channel. So this one's called the What About Reader's Digest? What do I mean by that? Reader's Digest is one of these magazines or media outlets, let's say, that's always having these cutesy human interest stories that talk about the rosiness of parenting and, oh, isn't it just so great to hear these heartwarming stories about blah, 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 parenting, so fulfilled, na, 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 na. And this is a big problem that has a lot of people feel an undue amount of outside influence that drives them to have children. In our culture, we put an enormous amount of energy into convincing adults that parenting will fulfill them. And the real truth of the matter is, parenting, having kids, this whole experience of it is deeply unfulfilling for the majority of the people who do it. They've been trained to lie about that, which is why they are so reticent to openly admit to it. And they're absolutely terrified to ever admit to it in a way that that information would get back to their kids. That's why so often they're willing to tell me about it, because I listen to it without judgment. But these media stories actually do a lot to push on people to have kids, because it perpetuates this idea of, oh, well, you know, I didn't really want to do it in the beginning, but, you know, years and years later, I'm so glad I did, because, you know, it eventually really was heartwarming for me as a parent. That is not a reason to drag a child through that. A parent waiting 20 years to have a feel-good moment where they have this sort of, you know, feel-good, bittersweet reminiscence, that is absolutely not a situation to stick a child in. No kid should have to wait until they're an adult before their parent finally feels fulfilled by it. Do not condemn a child to that. It's not worth it. If that parent is not clear up front that they wanted to have a kid and that they truly want to be a parent as a life mission, do not have the kid. Don't gamble with that kid's life. If you're somebody who's been affected by this, please leave me a comment here, or reach me on the blog. Leave me a comment on the blog at truthandcharacter.org. I'd love to hear your comments and see how you've been affected by this. And as always, thanks for listening.